All right, welcome back to the Central Valley Sports Report, 1430 ESPN. Got Tony and McKae Amundsen on the show right now. Leading scorer in school history. I saw that graphic a couple of days ago. Congratulations on that. And then you just had to get the Steelers record as well, right? So good stuff, good stuff. Great game last night against Clovis High. You guys won 80-57 on the road. Great win, especially since Clovis beat Buchanan earlier in the week. Broncos are now 6-1 in the track and 16-10 overall. All right, we got everything squared away. So McKae, congratulations on that record.
Thank you.
Do you remember the bucket it was on?
Honestly, I do not remember the bucket it was on, but I know it was against Clovis West, and it felt amazing for sure.
That's cool. You guys came straight from, let me get this straight. So, Little Hoopsters, right? Vance started it, but you guys call it something different at Clovis North. What's the official title of your Saturday program?
Stampede Youth Basketball, SYBL.
SYBL. You basically grow up in that?
Yeah.
Grew up in that gym?
Yeah. I mean, I started off because my dad was at Bowler when I was like really young, and so we would do running nights, like Little Nights Hoopsters. So I would do that when I was like really young, but for the most part it was Stampede Youth Basketball League, yeah.
So you just came from that right now. What age group are you coaching?
Kindergarten and first.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Are they just like running around crazy, hanging on your knees, jumping on your back?
Yeah, they're a little crazy, but they have lots of fun, so it's good.
How high is the hoop?
7 feet?
7.5.
7.5 feet. So what's the funniest part or the funnest part, I guess, of coaching those little guys? What do you love about that?
I mean, I was just telling him in the car over here, like there's this one kid that's just, he catches the ball and he just starts running off the court with it. I just think it's hilarious. They just have fun. You know, it's just great to see all the smiles on their faces and them just enjoying playing. And maybe they'll take it more serious later in life, or like later when they get a little older, but it's good to just see them have fun when they're young.
They're 5 years old. Everything is fun for them. So like the little guy just grabs the ball and he just runs.
Yeah,
like
we had
dribble
to. Well, it's not even just running. Like he just runs off the court.
Yeah.
Like he goes on to different courts. We have to go chase him down.
That's awesome. Tony, what do you love about that program still?
You know, the nice thing about Clovis Unified is we run a true feeder system. You know, and the opportunity to get in with the kids at a young age and teach them, you know, introduce the game of basketball, and then as they get more serious, like McKae said, you know, we recruit them to come out and play on our AAU teams for our Stampede AAU program. And so, you know, and the product of that is what we're going through right now. We have a lot of very high-skilled, high IQ basketball players on our varsity team that grew up in our system and grew up doing Little Hoopsters and SYBL and playing in our Stampede AAU program, and that's part of the reason why, you know, that plus talent, that's why they're so good now.
When you start really identifying them, like you and your coaches are constantly, hey, you know, this kid's okay, you know, like, is that how that works?
Yeah, our Stampede program, we recruit from Stampede Youth Basketball League starting in 2nd grade because they can play up to 3rd if they're good enough. And then, you know, obviously from 3rd grade through 8th grade is our Stampede AAU program, and we try to get them to come to tryouts, and then we form our teams and go play in tournaments on the weekends, have 2 practices a week, and that's when it starts to get a little bit more serious.
Let's talk about last night's game. You guys played an excellent all-around basketball game, 80-57 over Clovis High. I believe you made 14 threes. That's kind of what I charted. Really forced the Cougars into some poor decisions. That's what you guys like to do defensively. Just kind of what worked in your mind, Tony, in that game plan to execution-wise?
Well, you know, defensively, we always want to try to make everything as tough as possible. You know, we really wanted to try to control their 2 playmakers, Syer and Anthony Smith. They're both, you know, very good at getting paint touches and creating shots for others, but also, you know, scoring on their own. And so, you know, that was a big emphasis, is making that tough for them, and then obviously being on all their shooters on the catch. But that first quarter, we didn't do a great job of it, and really for the entire game, they ended up going 9 for 18 from 3, which is a phenomenal percentage from 3, which is 50%. So we didn't do a great job of taking away the 3, but I think the constant pressure, just making everything difficult. We made them take some tough twos that they missed, which, turned into fast breaks for us. And, obviously, the results were good for us.
24-21. You guys were up at the end of the first quarter, and there was a fun little stretch, right? As a fan, right, going back and forth with threes, and they hit some shots as you mentioned, 9 of 18. McKae, what do you feel was really working for you guys on the court last night?
Last night, I think that defensive pressure. Like he said, though, they shot a good percentage. They did make some tough shots. I feel like we contested fairly well. They did just make some tough shots, but we also gave them too many open looks. And I think offensively we were definitely flowing. We scored 80 points. That's a lot for a high school game. So offensively we were definitely flowing. We shot a good percentage from three as well. And I feel like everybody was finding each other, and offense was just flowing.
Not a lot of turnovers either. I'm just trying to go back in my mind, and a lot of that is attested to you and your ball handling skills and knowing the system. Like, how important is that turnover game, right, in the high school game of basketball? It's like really keeping the turnovers down and forcing turnovers.
Yeah, for us, because of our skill and our basketball IQ, our kids do an amazing job. But it's a two-way street, right? It's the ball handler making good decisions, playing on 2 feet, but it's also his teammates being in the right spot so they're available. And we have rules within what we do, and our kids have good discipline to follow those rules so that you avoid those turnovers. And we analyze every turnover that we have in practice, every turnover that we have in game, because we know rebounding sometimes can be an issue, although we did a great job on the boards last night. We actually won that battle, but the turnover war has been pretty consistently won by us against every team that we play, and our kids do a great job of it.
When you speak of the rules, can you give me an example or two of a rule that you really try to hammer down to your team?
Yeah, well, we have relocations that we're supposed to do whenever there's any type of penetration. So people have certain spots that they have to move to. We have to have proper spacing. We don't want 2 guys standing right next to each other, because that's when one guy can guard 2 guys, and then things become more difficult to run good offense. The other big rule is playing off of 2 feet. I think guys playing off of 1 foot, it just reduces your chances for successful plays, and you're always playing percentages in the game. And then there's other little things that we call freeze action or kickback action. It has to be positive, meaning that the offensive player, your teammate, has to be above you before you can give them the ball. That's a big one, because if you don't, then they don't have that opportunity for a back cut if they overplay it, or if they do come up on the kick up, if you throw it too soon, it doesn't give you an advantage to get a paint touch. So those are some of the rules that we have.
That was amazing. My gosh, that was awesome. That was next level stuff, man. You're giving some knowledge to me. That's great. McKae, was that easy for you to figure all this out with just different layers as you grew up in the system?
Yeah, I've been running this offense for as long as I can remember. So, it changed a little bit once I got into high school, because obviously we run more stuff like for the high school program than we do for AAU or middle school. Like, it keeps adding on as the years go on, but it was really easy to pick up once I got there. Yeah.
Tony, where would you assess the team right now? How are you guys playing the best basketball you've played? You got that big matchup against Buchanan that a lot of people are looking forward to next week. Where would you say the team's at right now?
Well, I always go back and compare stats to other teams that we've had, and scoring output, shooting percentages, having huddle and having all the access to all those stats are phenomenal. But you can kind of see, because now you have facts, right? You can kind of see where some of your weaknesses are, and at this point we always want to play to our strengths, but we're always trying to work and get a little bit better in some of our weaker areas, and I think we've made some strides. I don't think we're where we need to be just yet, so there's still room to improve, which is great, which hopefully formulates to us peaking at the right time.
Okay, I want to go back to you becoming the school's leading scorer in history. You mentioned Clovis West is when it happened. Did you guys celebrate afterwards? Like, hey, I think I broke the record. Did you know exactly when that happened, or did you celebrate? What did that night look like?
Yeah, so we went. I kind of had an idea of it, because one of our coaches kind of said something to me, but they were kind of trying to hide it until we went into like our little room after the game. And then we started talking after the game in the weight room about the game and stuff. And then they announced at the end that I was the all-time leading scorer. And yeah, everybody kind of went crazy. And then we all took a picture together and stuff. And I got to hold up like my little paper with the amount of points that I had. Took a picture with that. It was pretty cool. And then yeah, I just got to. I think we went to dinner after, like with some of the coaches and my family and stuff. So it was pretty fun.
That's fun. You get a basketball. I mean, how are you gonna? You got your piece of paper, but you got to have something else, right?
Yeah, I mean it was Clovis West basketball, so I don't think they were gonna give it to me.
Where do you guys eat? Is there like a go-to place after games?
Fieldhouse. We always go to Fieldhouse. Yeah.
Good choice. So you beat brother record, right?
It was Lucas. Connor had it before Lucas, and then Lucas passed him, and I passed Lucas.
So it went from Amundsen to Jones, now back to Amundsen.
Yeah.
All right. Hopefully it's going to stay there for a while. Tony, for you, as you know, a coach, and then as a proud father, what does that mean to you that now McKae has that record?
It's cool. I mean, you know, those things are fun to look at, and you know, it is good to keep those records so you know the history of our school and our basketball program. And there's been a lot of great players that have come through, so it's quite the honor for McKae to have that, and very proud of him and his work ethic and how good of a player he's become.
Your work ethic has been unmatched. I mean, I remember watching videos of you dribbling the basketball when you were, I don't know, this high, and it's been a fun journey for a lot of people to watch. Has it been tough though, McKae, at times, or there's been a moment where, you know, being a coach's kid, right, is like maybe an opposing crowd, right? Maybe has some chance or says some things. And has that been like kind of a growing experience for you, or you just kind of brush it off, water off your back?
You know, I feel like I brush it off pretty well. I've been hearing it pretty much my entire life. Like, oh, your dad's the coach, so you basically just get handed everything. Which, I mean, obviously isn't true. I feel like he's pretty tough on me all the time about most things because he wants me to be a good player and a good person. I just brush it off. I'm used to it. I've been hearing it my whole life, so it's not anything new.
Is there advice, Tony, that you gave McKae or Connor about that, or how have you approached that?
I always tell the kids that when the opposing fans are on you like that, it's actually a compliment because you're pretty important in their mind. So it means that you're a really good player and you've earned their respect, and they're trying to get to you, and you just have to stay solid and focus on the team and what's important for the team, and just completely ignore it and next play mentality, and just what's next, give direction, be a leader, and focus on those things, and focus on winning. You know, what we're going to do to win this game.
Nothing like that, right? Win the basketball game, right? Walk off the court a winner. Okay, has there been some times, maybe in the summer, where some teams have underestimated you or like challenged you and you smoked them? Maybe you hit a step back three or took it to the hole on them?
Yeah, I mean, I think we played. I don't know if any team has really underestimated me. I mean, you can't really do any, like, you can't watch film for summer, really. I mean, you might know the player, but you don't get to, like, game plan for them necessarily in the summer or anything like that. But, I mean, in season, I feel like every team has game planned for me and Eli being the two main playmakers for our team. So I don't know if I've been underestimated necessarily, but I just I feel like I make the right reads, whether it's scoring or setting my teammates up, and whatever happens on the stat sheet happens on the stat sheet, and hopefully we just get the win.
What's been like one of your best memories so far playing for Clovis North?
It's got to be winning the section championship against St. Joe's. Yeah, my sophomore year. That was awesome.
What sticks out to you? The locker room celebration afterwards, right?
Yeah.
When Tony got doused, right? Got surprised.
Yeah, they
set you up on that one.
He knew it was coming, but he knew it was coming.
That's good stuff. What do you remember specifically about that game? Because when I talk about or think about some of the greatest games I've witnessed for the last 15 years of covering high school sports, that's a top 10. That might be like number one. It's like top 3 at least for you moments as far as the game plan, the execution, all that stuff. Is there one specific moment besides maybe the celebration in the locker room, maybe on the court, you're like, dude, that was absolutely game plan for us, what we wanted to do, and I saw it on the court?
Yeah, I mean, I remember, I think there was probably 30 seconds left. We were up by enough to where, like, I knew that we were going to win it. And I just go up to my brother and I'm like, I start to get emotional. Like, I'm about to start crying. I'm like, oh my gosh, we really just won this. Like, I was so happy, so hyped. And we still talk about it all the time. Like, the emotion really just hit me, and it was really exciting.
Moments on the court with Connor, pretty special, right? Now you look back and like, I knew it was a cool time and playing on the same court with him. Like, just talk about how neat of an experience that was. Now that you're going to be a senior, you're going to move on and play college basketball. We're going to talk about that in just a second as well. And watching Connor doing great things at Dartmouth, but how special was that time with Dad, you, and Connor?
It was awesome. I mean, it was probably my favorite year. It has to be. I mean, everybody on the team, we were all very together, and playing with them. I mean, the one year that all 3 of us were together, we won a section championship, which was awesome. And it's an experience that I'll never forget for sure.
So college, Idaho State, right?
Yep.
Walk us through that experience of recruitment, why you eventually chose that school.
Yeah, so their head coach, Coach Looney, had seen some film on me, and last May, maybe before that, probably March, like around March, I got a call from him, and we talked for about 10 minutes, and then towards the end of the call, he offered me. That was my first offer, and it was great. I was super excited. And they ended up telling me that like I was their guy. They didn't want to recruit anybody else, and they didn't offer any other point guards. And honestly, that by itself just showed me how committed they were to me, and so I wanted to be committed to them too. So I decided it was the right place to go before I even went on my visit. I ended up going on my visit a couple weeks after committing, and I loved it too. So I already knew I liked the coaches and everything, and we saw their offense and stuff and how I fit into it. And everything looked pretty good.
I think the other recruit, if I'm not mistaken, is the 6'6" right guard.
Joe.
That's cool. Yeah, I wanted to lead into that. So what type of offense are they running, and how do they see you fitting in the program?
I mean, they kind of let their guys play a good amount. They have really good bigs right now too. This year, so they're feeding them a lot, but they also set a lot of ball screens. And I feel like they let their guys just play a little bit, make reads, which is kind of what we do. Obviously, we have dribble drive, so it's a little different. But for the most part, I feel like they let their guys go a little bit. They have, like I said, offense that they run, swing it, ball screens, screen away, just flowing, and just let them play. So I think I'll fit into that pretty well.
Awesome. Tony, is that how you see McKae fitting?
Yeah,
the program?
it's called the swing offense actually, and Looney's ran that for years. He's been a highly successful coach, and he had a lot of successful point guards. He's had some very, very good ones. One that just left Idaho State, Dylan Darvin, he's at St. John's now, and I think he got like 1.2 million over at St. John's. So they had a really good point guard last year, and they have 2 good point guards this year. And I just felt that way, that Looney, was going to help McKae grow as a player, grow as a point guard, and then he's going to put him in a lot of ball screens within the swing offense, and then they have a lot of other wrinkles that they add. They do a lot of DHOs and different things that a lot of the other colleges do, but it was a good fit offensively for sure, and I have a lot of faith in Coach Looney. I think he's going to be taken care of there and have a great career there.
What's the Amundsen house going to look like?
Oh, it's going to be empty.
Next year.
It's crazy.
My gosh. Have you even let your mind go there yet? Or
I try not to. My wife especially, because she gets emotional all the time about it. But I'm sure it'll be a lot of when's the next flight to Idaho or to Dartmouth to go watch them play live a few times if we can, as much as we can.
The recruitment for your son and then for McKae, was that a fun experience for you? Was it a grind, right? You just hear different experiences. How were you guys able to navigate that?
It's tough in the sense that you do kind of have to do your homework, and I think it was always a lot more about fit than anything else. You know, you don't want to get caught up in, oh, who gave you the best visit and that type of stuff. There's a lot more than just the visit when making a decision. You know, you got to look at the personnel that they have coming back, and you know, although with the portal that kind of changes anyway, so there's always going to be a little bit of an unknown there. But you know, you're trying to factor all those things in and find the best fit.
McKae, what's like one of the goofiest things that you've ever experienced high school basketball? I'm thinking of one experience. I think we might have talked about this last time you were on the show. I don't know if you want to go there or not, but did you do something at a hotel for money?
Oh, that's a good story right there. Yeah, my freshman year we were at the Damien, and I think it was the first night or the second. I think it was the first night. We had just finished our game, and we have like our team group chat, and someone texted in the team group chat, $300 to whoever comes and shaves their head right now. And I was like, all right, I'll do it. And so I go into the room, and we don't even have like, it's not even a real like razor. It's just like, I don't even know what it was, but it was not a good razor, and I was completely bald.
And you came out of the hotel room the next morning?
Yeah.
And mom, dad, right? Nobody had known about this.
No. He thought it was awesome. My mom not so much. She was a little upset.
How long did it take to grow back?
Oh, I kept
5 months later?
having to like cut it too because it was growing weird, and like, so I kept having to cut it some more and get it right. But eventually it grew back.
What did you do with the $300? That's a lot of cash for a freshman.
You know, I didn't even really get paid my full $300.
Ooh.
I got paid. I got probably $150, but it was not the full $300 for sure.
So somebody still owes you some cash.
Yeah.
Where'd you get that sense of humor from, Tony? Right, that goofy part. You, Michelle, like you're a pretty straightforward guy.
Yeah.
Where do you get that from?
You know, I think they all have that, and I don't know. I think they're just not afraid to live and have fun and not take too many things so seriously and just enjoy life. They've all had that. All three of my kids.
That's awesome. That's great. We got a couple more minutes here with Tony and McKae. Seating wise, like big game against Buchanan, right? And just let the games play out and see where you guys are at. Like, you look at it a lot. Where do you guys see yourselves fit?
It's funny because my coaches talk about it incessantly, and I'm just too focused on the next game. I'm breaking down film, I'm trying to game plan. I'm just taking it one game at a time, and then got all that stuff will work itself out.
So you got Central East, then the Buchanan game, and then Clovis West. Always a rivalry game. McKae, what have you loved over the years playing against Clovis West?
It's always a good environment playing against them, and I feel like I know those guys pretty well too. So it's just fun competing against them. I got to play AAU with Jace.
So this is one
over
way.
the summer.
So just the
So that was
traditional on
pretty
the
fun to
back.
play against them this year
Two
too.
color, one color,
Good to
same
compete
size
against them.
first
Really
name.
good
Those
point
are
guard. And it's always been a good environment playing against them.
I agree. And that's home, right?
Yes, yeah,
That's
that's
home.
home. Yeah.
Okay. Tony, this is for coming on again for leaving the little guys over there at Clovis North, the guys that are grabbing the basketball, the 5-year-olds. Maybe that was you today. I don't know. Now you're here, you already senior year, leading scorer in school history, and it's been fun watching your journey. And Tony, as a dad and as a coach, I'm sure it's been great for you.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Always enjoy catching up with you guys. Good luck the rest of the year.
Thank you.
All right, you bet. That's it. That is an absolute wrap. Exciting show. Thank you guys for listening. Really appreciate it. Thanks to Jorge back at the home base for producing this show. Coach Brad Rosnowski, Parker Spees, Garrett Brown, and Tony and McKae Amundsen as well. It's a loaded show, man. Love talking moves with you guys. Appreciate you guys as always. Have a great rest of the week, everybody, and we'll talk to you soon.
We started like you.